The doctor said. He said that the thing that these eyes see are the fragile lines of things. Or maybe he's talking about Aoko. Because the doctor definitely wouldn't know anything about this. In human terms, it's a joint that's prone to breaking. It would be like a soft eyeball. A little bit of a weird comparison, but okay. That could be the proper translation for all I know. If you put a blade through it, you don't need any force. My teacher said what these eyes see are the fragile lines of things. In the human body, it would be like a breakable joint or a soft eyeball. Not just the human body, but minerals, anything. That line appears in my field of vision equally. Listen carefully, Shiki. Everything has a destiny to be broken. As long as it has a shape, this is an inescapable assumption, isn't it? This means that the world is full of gaps and can be broken at any time. If there are also lines running on the ground, camels running on the ground. I'm wondering what camels is supposed to, what the proper translation of that is supposed to be, because it's definitely not camels. It is possible that one day, for no real reason, the ground will tear and everything will break. At least in the world I see, there's always something. And we humans are even more fragile. Injuries and recoveries, aging and growth, prominence and decay are all changes approaching the end. When I understood what it meant, I thanked teacher from the bottom of my heart for the glasses she gave me. Because if I could see the lines all the time, I wouldn't be able to live. Fragile lines of objects. A world without solid promises. Or maybe a world without a solid foundation. Even though I can see it, there's nothing in it for me. I wake up from an old memory. I felt the morning light through my eyelids and crawled my hands under my pillow with my eyes closed. Wait, there's no glasses? Feeling uncomfortable, I also searched the right side of my pillow to try it out and easily picked up the glasses. It's my habit to keep it on my left side. Maybe I had a bad headache last night and didn't have time for it. Did Shiki just not remember what happened to him last night? I put my glasses on and then opened my eyelids. See, he put his glasses on and nothing was wrong. And nothing will be wrong. If someone was watching, they would probably think it was a strange habit, but I'd like to refrain from looking at the line in the morning as much as possible. Yeah, otherwise he might go insane. Good morning, Shiki-sama. Whoa! I turned around to the wall and saw a girl in a maid's uniform standing there. Was she watching us the whole time? I hadn't noticed it because there was so little sign of her, but it seemed she had been there for a long time. Yep, she saw everything. Just like yesterday, she must have come to wake me up so that I wouldn't oversleep. I see. I'm sorry. It was strange to be surprised. Good morning, Hisui. Thanks for waking me up. I hope you don't mind, because that is my role. Hisui bows her head solemnly. In the middle of it, she stopped moving for a moment, then raised her head with a swoop. No, it's not my job to surprise you. I will make every effort not to surprise you tomorrow. She was a maid with a stable sense of humor. Was that really supposed to be humorous, though? I feel like it's more, a sense of honor or something like that. She's perfectly capable of performing her duties as a maidservant, but she's not used to socializing much, or so it seems. Yeah, she's essentially just a robot. No, I don't think there's anything wrong with that, Hisui. It's my fault. I'm still getting used to it. When I get out of bed, I realized that I had changed into my nightgown. I think it was last night that I changed into my uniform because of that howl and came back, and then just collapsed into bed. Yeah, he still was wearing his school uniform. At least he remembers that. That's funny. I think I fell asleep in my uniform. Yes, it's not good for your health if you stay like that, so I asked my sister to come and change into your nightgown. Wait, so they did all that while he was sleeping? How did they even manage to do that and not wake him up? Hisui explained the situation as she should have. Oh, I see. You let me change my clothes. Well, more like they changed your clothes for you. Sleeping in your uniform doesn't make you feel bad, but it does get wrinkled, and I'm sure you'd be more comfortable in your nightgown. I'm sure the professional maids are very thorough. Yeah, a little bit too thorough. You changed my clothes? I checked my pants and underwear. The pants were brand new loungewear. Hisui. Yes? What is it? I'm glad you're concerned, but from now on, do whatever you can to wake me up. I'm sure you'll be happy to hear that. Changing clothes is something you should do yourself. It was too late for me to be embarrassed, so I couldn't help but avert my gaze. Hisui nodded yes to me with a blank expression. The school uniforms are folded there. When you have finished dressing, please come to the living room. Is Dr. Araku going to be there today? Normally I would have noticed, but I was just so tired. No amount of remorse will change what has happened. Let's get dressed and have breakfast. The school uniforms were neatly folded and the shirts were even ironed. Yeah, they put in all that extra effort. When I put my arm through the sleeve, it felt as good as new. Time to greet our tsundere sister, our grumpy sister. Where did you go last night, Nissan? Akiha and Kohaku were in the living room. Nissan, Kohaku tells me that you fainted on your bed last night in your school uniform and you didn't change. That's a problem, Nissan. I'm going to have to take away more of your privileges. Akiha seemed to have finished her breakfast long ago and was elegantly enjoying her tea. Okay. Choice time. Say hello to Akiha, say hello to Kohaku, say hello to the two of them. Well, apparently we should go with the first choice. I think the first choice is probably the best one, say hello to Akiha. Hey, good morning, Akiha. At any rate, I decided to say hello to Akiha first. I mean, we were going to try to talk to her last night, so I mean, we might as well attempt to patch things up. Good morning, brother. I can't see any energy in your greeting. Did you sleep well last night? You look like you're about to collapse. She always has to slip in some kind of complaint, doesn't she? Unfortunately, that's my real face. Don't expect me to greet you with high spirits in the morning. Well, I'm not a morning person either, so I can kind of understand. Regardless of what happened last night, please don't think of me as a bad boy who stays up late just to say hello. I guess what he's really trying to say is like, don't get the wrong impression of him or something. Don't think that I'm just a bad person and I stay up late all the time. Good morning, Shiki. If you want breakfast, we can serve it in the cafeteria, so please feel free to ask us anytime. On the other hand, there's the healing power of Kohaku, the north wind and the sun. Yeah, and I guess what he's trying to say that Akiha is cold and Kohaku is warm. Thank you. But has Akiha done that yet? From the looks of it, it looks like tea after dinner. Or tea after breakfast. Of course, I don't care what time you wake up, but please make sure you at least have breakfast in plenty of time. Having breakfast after 7 o'clock is a sign of slackness. I held back the urge to say, no, 7 o'clock is normal. This house is not normal to begin with. What time do you get up then, Akiha? I usually get up at 5. Why? Excuse me, I'm here. I'm not exactly sure what he was trying to say there. Maybe he's just impressed by her getting up at 5 in the morning. It's strange to hear a normal person say, is this strange? I'm not going to be able to take my mind off of it. I've never heard such a perfect answer. Yes? What do you mean, I'm sorry? No, whatever. What are you doing up so early for? You're trying to deal with being late? You know what? Unless there's a serious problem, you'll never be late. Your school is about a half-hour walk from here, right? It's not that far from here, so please don't be late. It's embarrassing. Oh no, it's prickly with thorns. Yeah, that's pretty much her normal personality. I feel like Akiha is more soon than Dare in this. However, it's all a good argument, so I can't come up with a rebuttal. Maybe in her route she'll be more Dare. It's natural for Akiha to be concerned about the reputation of the Tono family, and as the head of the family, it's her duty to fulfill it. Yes, I'll try not to be late, regardless of my grades. And I'll try not to stay up too late. After saying that much, I remembered what had happened last night. I don't want to stay up late, but it's the same thing if there are external factors that cause me to lose sleep. Yeah, it's not exactly his fault. Hey Akiha, that noise last night, is this place like that every night? Yes? So what happened last night? That thing kept Akiha and the others awake, didn't it? I got a decent night's sleep last night. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? I'm talking about the dog. It was about 11 o'clock at night, and the wild dogs were barking all the time. Akiha and Kohaku looked at each other and then turned to look at me with concern. The attitude of assuming that people are sleepwalkers or something is unacceptable. I'm not going to ask Akiha. Kohaku-san, you were loud last night, weren't you? Well, I'm not sure. It's a good idea to know what's going on in your life. It's a good idea to have a good idea of what's going on in your life. Oh, that's it? I'll be careful from now on. What? What's going on, Kohaku? No, it was nothing. Yeah, I didn't know you guys had a dog. It's just that Shiki has a bad sleeping habit. Kohaku-san kept a smile on her face and let Akiha's questions flow smoothly. Are you sure neither of you noticed? There was a wild dog barking outside for half an hour last night. Woof, woof, woof. It was so loud. Haha, it's a 1-1 panic. I couldn't quite decipher her reaction, whether she believed me or not. Well, that's it in a nutshell. I don't remember that. Kohaku, you don't remember that either, do you? Well, I'm sorry, Shiki-san, but I don't think that happened. Done. The only other thing I can think of is that brother had a dream about a dog barking at him. Ugh. When the two of you say that, I'm instantly not so sure. Thinking about it, it's funny that I heard such a howl. There were no dogs outside, and on the street. There should have been no one on the road. When people say that it must have been a dream, I feel more and more like that. You're not used to the mansion yet, so you must have had such bad dreams. Well, if the wild dogs continue to bark tonight, I think I'll get a very ferocious guard dog. Akiha smiles wickedly and says, I'm sorry. It's time for me to go, so I'll leave you to it, brother. Please be careful not to be attacked by dogs on your way to school. Why do I feel like she's making fun of us? Akiha left the living room gracefully. To send her off, Kohaku-san also bowed to me and left the room. Well, hopefully we don't get attacked by dogs or vampires on the way over.
You wouldn't recognize a goddamn vampire if one jumped up and bit you on the end of your fucking dick.
I had breakfast in the cafeteria and went out to the lobby. Behind me was Hisui with my bag. I told her she didn't have to do that, but she insisted on carrying it to the door at least. I seem to have a weakness not only for Akiha, but also for Hisui. Oh, no, you're right. It must be sweet for Hisui. In Akiha's case, her argument is simply correct and we lose in legitimacy. Tono Akiha's position is in fact higher than Tono Shiki's. But Hisui is the complete opposite. I'm in a position to push Hisui, but I don't think I can wield that power. I don't know. When Hisui stares at me, I feel like asking her anything. Shiki-san, Shiki-san, please wait a minute. With a thud, Kohaku-san came down from upstairs. Hisui stepped aside as Kohaku came in. Hey, weren't you with Akiha? She will be driving to school. I had to deliver something to Shinki this morning, so I stayed behind at the mansion. A delivery for me? Yes, the knife, the knife. Yes, yesterday I received a package from the Arima family. Kohaku smiles at me. No, I brought all my own stuff with me. The only thing that belonged to me was the clothes I was wearing. Is that so? This is the package that was delivered to you. Kohaku hands me a thin wooden box, about 20 centimeters long. It doesn't weigh too much. Kohaku-san, I've never seen anything like this before. I heard it was your father's belongings. I've heard that he left it to you in his will. My dad left this for me? That's exactly what I'm not feeling. Why would Makihisa Tono, the man who kicked me out of this mansion 7 years ago, want to give me a memento? Oh well, Kohaku, leave this in my room. I can't do that, Shiki. Kohaku-san gazed at the wooden box with great interest. It's a gesture like a child asking for a toy. Stare. Oh my god. He was a child himself. I understand. You're curious about what's inside, aren't you, Kohaku? No, I'm not. It's okay. Just curious as to what kind of gift it is. No, she's a curious enough housekeeper. I suppose that's what he was trying to say there? Then let's open it. Let's open it. I opened the crate with a dry thud. Inside was a thin iron rod, about 15 centimeters long. It's an iron rod. An iron rod with no particular decoration, but with signs of use. It seems that my father did not like me very much to give me such an antique as a memento. Besides, the iron rod my father used was a bit thicker and more rugged. No, Shiki. This is a fruit knife, isn't it? Kohaku takes the iron rod out of the box. You know, there's a knife that pops out, right? It's just like that. Ready, go! There was a snap, and a blade about 10 centimeters long popped out. I see. Indeed, this is a knife. That's not a knife. This is a knife. The inside of the structure looks modern, but the outside looks very old. Look, there's even a year written on the back. Kohaku put the blade away and then handed me the knife. There is indeed a number engraved at the bottom of the grip. The kanji for 7, followed by the kanji for night. 7 night? 7 nights? Sister, this is not the year. It's only marked 7 nights. When I turned around, I saw Hisui, who had been silent until now, peeking at the knife from behind. I was so surprised. Don't scare me, Hisui. You don't have to peek from behind me like that if you want to see. Oh. I'm sorry. That dagger was so beautiful. Beautiful? I don't know if I'd call this beautiful. It's rather dull and old-fashioned, though. No, it's not. I think it's a venerable old sword. Really? It looks like crap to me. Since Hisui was so adamant about it, I started to feel like it. Yeah, this might not be a bad idea as a memento. Is it 7 nights? That would be the name of the fruit knife, wouldn't it? I don't think many people name their knives, but whatever it is, I'm sure it's dated. I put the blade away and put it in my bag. It was a violation of the muzzle law, but I hope they would tolerate me for one day. I'll show it to Arihiko and brag about it. Well, that's if he's at school, that is. Shiki-sama, are you ready to go? Oh no, I'd better get going or I'll never make it. Well then, thank you for the delivery, Kohaku. No problem, Kohaku said, waving us off. Well, at least now he'll be able to defend himself. Just cut the line, Shiki. As I left the gate of the house, I noticed something noisy. Isn't it kind of noisy over there? But this morning they found blood on the road's surface over there. Bloodstains? They found bloodstains? Yes. There were also traces of blood on the walls of the house. It seems that while you were sleeping, the police came to inquire about what happened last night. Okay, so when he brought up the howling, you guys thought that nothing was happening, and then, but there was also blood and all that over, near the house, so you don't really put two and two together. Well, I guess it's fine, nothing out of the ordinary. Is that, like, a dead person, or? No, they said all they found was a trail of blood. Well, that's a little bit concerning. The national highway on the east side of the mansion. That's where I went last night to check on the situation. Bloodstains, splattered and caked red color. At least at that time, there was no such prominent color anywhere. All that was there was black, only the biting cold. There was no warmth of blood in that place. And the strange figure standing there. Shiki-sama? No, it's nothing. I'll be going then. Thanks for seeing me off. Have a good day. Please be careful on the way. Hisui takes a deep bow. I just go to school and I don't take care of myself, but I guess Hisui is taking care of me in her own way. Thank you. I'll try to be careful. And you too, Hisui. I raised my hand lightly, thanked Hisui, and left the gate of the mansion. I wonder if Arihiko's skipping today. When I entered the classroom, I saw that homeroom was just around the corner. It was an unfamiliar road, so I must have misjudged my pace. The morning chat time is coming to an end, and most of the students are sitting at their desks. Yep, there he is, under such circumstances. You've arrived with a lot of time to spare. Arihiko nodded with a listless face and was about to take a seat. This man seems to be taking his class seriously today. Good morning. I'm not feeling particularly motivated this morning. Isn't that why you're here? You're in a classroom. What's wrong with you? Are you sick? I was fine until a while ago. After all, my senior came to visit me. Senior? CL-senpai? That's right, but since someone else wasn't here, I didn't feel like getting into the grooves, so I went back to the third-year classroom. Why are you just in time this morning, Tono? So it was. If I'd known that Senpai was there, I would have run to them too. I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry, but if there's a chance, we can meet at lunchtime. It won't be the last time. Of course. If this was my last chance, I'd be too shocked to take a class. I waved a hand and headed for my desk. And then comes Noelle. I'm guessing Noelle's going to come back and everybody's going to go crazy again. As soon as I sat down in my chair, the chime rang and Miss Noelle came into the classroom. Hi, good morning. I'm so glad you're all healthy. Oh my, there are 2 absentees. It's the change of the season. Did they catch a cold or something? Noelle-sensei begins to take attendance. One male student and one female student are absent. I was trying to remember who those 2 empty seats were for. Why is she looking at us like that? By chance, my gaze met hers. I rushed to avert my gaze. I wonder if I'm sure it's just my imagination, but I think Noelle-sensei is looking at me a lot of the time. Probably not just your imagination. So things are a little bit weird. There's 2 students that are absent, and I'm pretty sure that might have something to do with whatever's going on in the city. The morning classes were over, and it was lunchtime. Okay, now it's choice time. Eat in the classroom or eat in the cafeteria? Well, remember we made that promise. Well, we told Arihiko we would meet him in the cafeteria. And maybe CL will be there too. This time we won't have Arihiko just Arihiko to talk to. Okay, wait, what just happened? Didn't we just eat in the cafeteria? What the fuck? I finished my lunch at the cafeteria and came back to the classroom. I guess he wasn't in the cafeteria. As there was still time before 5th period, only a few boys and a group of close friends of the girls remained in the classroom. Huh? I've just realized that. I couldn't see Satsuki Yumizuka among the girls. Uh-oh. She stands out as the 3rd, if not the most, prominent, and if she was not there, it would be a strange feeling. I wonder why she's absent. I'm so lazy that I didn't realize it until lunchtime. The new homeroom teacher hadn't mentioned anything about this, so I guess she was just a little sick. Well, hopefully that's all it is. 5th period. I run my pen over my notebook, feeling sleepy from the ancient text lesson. Our high school has not yet been approved to use electronic devices for writing. The school has stated that they will eventually move to using tablets in the classroom, but that seems to be a few more years away. However, it's not uncommon for students to use their cell phones in class. It's an unspoken agreement. Even now, some students use their cell phones to read dictionaries, some to exchange emails, and some to browse websites. I'm more of an analog person, so I've been writing my classes by hand like an old-fashioned student. The hell is going on? It came suddenly. A radicalization of consciousness akin to acceleration. A field of vision that flips, twists, and folds toward a point. A sense of equilibrium as if my brain itself were spinning in circles. My vision wavered. Something coiled in the back of my head, and I felt like my consciousness was about to roll out of my skull. I know this feeling. Sudden dizziness is a harbinger of anemia. I was slack. I'm not sure what to do, but I'm going to do it. I don't like it. I rarely, if ever, collapse in class. In my darkening vision, I groped for the desk and grabbed it. I leaned against it. That, too, will soon be wasted. I can't put any strength into my fingertips. Now all I have to do is fall down to the floor. Sensei, may I have a word? Aunt. He slapped me roughly on the back. Tono looks like he's not feeling well, so I'd like to take him to the infirmary. Before I knew it, Arihiko had arrived. Tono, are you sick? I hear the teacher's voice from the podium. No, I'm fine with this. Oh no, not at all. Shouldn't we send him home early? Arihiko is talking loudly and selfishly. I see. The doctor has also heard about Tono's body. Tono, if you're not feeling well, you can rest in the infirmary or leave early and go home. Is the person good or what? The old literature teacher seemed to fully believe Arihiko's argument. You can go home now. Don't look so pale. If you think it's a bad idea, you should tell me right away. Arihiko grumpily patted me on the back. I'll be leaving early then, sensei. The ancient literature teacher nodded gravely. Sorry, Arihiko. I didn't mean to cause you any unnecessary worry. Don't worry about it. We've known each other since junior high school, and I can tell right away that you're about to collapse from anemia. Arihiko really is a bro. Like, he actually did kind of help Shiki out there. I mean, Shiki would have just rather fainted in class. Arihiko went back to his seat. I managed to get up from my seat and left the classroom with a heavy body. I left the school building. I thought about going to the infirmary to rest, but at this time, there was a good chance that I would sleep through the night. If that was the case, I decided it would be better to force myself to return to the mansion. I think I'm starting to feel a little better. As I breathed in the fresh air, I began to feel better. 7 years ago. Perhaps it was the price of recovering from a serious life-threatening illness, but since then, Tonoshiki had developed a chronic anemia. When I had just been released from the hospital, I even collapsed from anemia every day. Because of this constitution, I've missed out on many events, but thanks to the people around me, nothing serious has happened. Now that my body has grown up, I don't get dizzy or anemic anymore as long as I don't exercise too much. Even so, I can't stop myself from getting dizzy and losing consciousness from time to time. Today was a good day because Arihiko called out to me on the way, but normally, I would have fainted like that. I take a slow deep breath and let the fresh air fill my lungs. I left the school, holding back the stagnation that had settled in the core of my head. I go out to the street in front of the station. I can't believe it. It's proof that I'm still in a daze. Oh, is he just wandering around aimlessly again? I almost went to the turnstiles out of habit. The place I'm going home to is not Arima's house, it's Tono's house. There should be no more need to take the train from here. I'm still not feeling well. When I put my hand on my forehead, it was hotter than usual. There was nothing I could do if I pushed myself too hard and collapsed on the side of the road. I can't help it, really. I sat down on a bench, disgusted with myself. I'm going to rest a bit until I feel better. This must be when we meet up with Arkwade, or, well, when we do something to her, I'll just say. I look at the crowd in front of the station in a daze. A little after 2 in the afternoon. The bustle of the city continues unabated. A lot of people passing by. They don't know each other's names or identities, but they are heading towards their own destination without looking at the person walking right next to them. There were so many people in the same place, yet everyone only had one view, as if I were my own master. They are having a day where they are the stars of the show. Every day we see, but we don't see anything. Each day does not intersect, nor does it branch out into a new one. The wisdom to obtain the least amount of peace with the least amount of effort. It seems that individualism, which is necessary but not involved, is the path chosen by humans. I'm feeling sentimental because of the low fever. Let's go home. I'm starting to feel calmer now, and staying here will only lead to bad thoughts. I sat up from the bench and mingled with the crowd. I headed for the mansion with my thoughts dulled by anemia. Right now, I just wanted to be an organ that breathed, meditating with my glasses off in a room that no one visited. Oh boy, here we go. Here we go. Until I crossed paths with that woman. I even thought that time had stopped. Everything in me remembers that moment, as if I'd been sucked in. Dukun. Gold hair and red eyes. White clothes, white shadows. A snowfield with no footprints. An unblemished silhouette reminiscent of a sacred mountain beyond the reach of human understanding. Dukun. My pulse jumps. The rotation swings out. The veins and arteries are activated. The nerves dissipate one after another, and I hallucinate that my spinal cord is heating up. If he was admiring it, he was definitely obsessed with it. My feet have already stopped. I looked back at the shadow of the woman who had passed out of sight, trying not to lose sight of her. I found myself forgetting to breathe. I feel nauseous. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I can't for the life of me remember how to breathe properly. My throat is burning. My eyeballs are about to shatter. My palms are wet from sweating. You're not bleeding enough, and your fingers are so cold you can't even feel them. I'm sweating so much. It reminds me that ecology is an animal. The breathing restarted on its own. But reason. It's not like I made any mistakes. I didn't choose anything. All I wanted to do was go home. Reason. Vaguely, I realized that the tightrope I had been tricking myself into walking had now been cut. I need to track. We have to go after that woman. Let's go after it, follow it, and talk to it. Yeah, I don't think he's gonna talk to her. Move your frozen feet. Breathe hotly, like a seeking the sight of white prey. The woman is walking slowly. I don't care about any of this. A faint question flashed through my mind. Disinterested? That's absurd. He's such a jerk, but the fact is, he doesn't even know it. After something, maybe after something. He's probably very tired, exhausted. That's why there's an opportunity. The reason I feel this way is because I'm confident that I can do it. That just seems like a string of really unconnected, really unconnected thoughts. Like, some of that, I guess, made sense. He's pretty much losing his mind, so I guess it makes sense that, nothing he's saying right now is at all coherent. But also because of this translation, it probably is not helping. I want to lick it around as if it were laughing at me. Okay, I'm not sure what he really wanted to do. When was the last time you satisfied your desires? Oh, this is starting to get weirdly sexual. I want to tear it apart as I seek it out. Not at the cost of masturbation or intercourse, but at the cost of a simpler, more primitive desire. I want to cut it down so that I can taste it. I don't remember. In the first place, I still don't remember. Yeah, I think it's meant to be that way, because if you remember in the original game, the Shiki was talking about how he was getting off to killing people, or at least when he was having sharing the dreams of the killer. I can't wait to follow my heart. I don't remember the first time. I let out a huff of emotion that I couldn't believe was my own. I plucked at my chest to hold back my boiling emotions. The woman swimming in the crowd is pure and deliciously beautiful. My throat is burning. My throat is aching. I can't come out of my sack at all. What's wrong with that? That's natural. It would be rude for a creature not to get excited after seeing so many of them. Seeing so many of what, though? I take things out of my bag. Walk around with it in your pocket. I felt the touch of iron on my fingertips. How lucky. The tools are just in place. Yep, we know what he's about to do. It's murder time, bitches. Okay, wow, he is really talking about getting off to this. That's great. I'm about to come. What a sensual meeting. Keep a good distance. Don't let them know you're here. Don't get distracted by the people in the way around you. That woman and I are strangers. So I have to follow the scent as naturally as possible. Oh yeah, I'm gonna kid off and then spill your blood all over me. It's just gonna make me so fucking hard. Oh. The woman walks into an apartment. Hey, that looks kind of like the apartment from Karanoki Yokai. Automatic glass doors, full security. If you are not a resident, you cannot even enter the hall. Wow, they really take security seriously. Don't worry, I'll just climb the building and climb in through the window so I can cut you up and then jerk off on your corpse. Oh. Go around to the emergency exit, take off your jacket and put it in the shade. Turn it off, go inside. There was no one in the hall. Yeah, everything's just so simple, isn't it? I look at the elevator. The ramp has stopped at the top floor. Press the call button. Go inside. I was immediately horrified by the presence of so much. My mouth hangs open at the residue of a woman's scent. Jesus, calm down, dude. I'm excited. Yeah, we kind of figured. We kind of got that much. In the tight confines of the room, I clutched the object in my pocket. That woman is right beside me. I'm almost done with that woman. Ooh, I'm going to enjoy killing you. Exit the elevator. I had guessed that there was no one in the hall. Exit the locked room. I head down the hallway. There's no one in sight. No idea. There is only one word that my brain can produce. A woman. That woman. I'm going to keep going to. I arrived in front of the room there. This must be it. All the other rooms are empty. Can you be sure? Yes, I can. That's the kind of sense of smell that comes with being an animal. I just forgot about it in my lazy survival. It's disgraceful. It's inexcusable. There's nothing we can do about it. The rules of civilized society are so gentle and unharming that such a trivial impulse can become a fatal wound. I was about to press the doorbell, but stopped. The glasses are a distraction. I can't do anything if I'm doing this. Can I? Never look at things carelessly. A long time ago, there was a woman who told me that. I can't remember her name or face now. Slowly, I take off my glasses. The swirling lines look like aging wrinkles. I don't know what I'm doing. What are you trying to do? Why are we doing this? What does Tonoshiki want with this woman? I don't know. I don't know, but I press the chime.
Hi.
Yes? A voice through the door. The door opens. Moment. Through the small gap, I slipped into the room. Huh? A woman's voice rises. I tried to get up. I will never hear the voice of a woman who has been so obsessed with me, so longing for me. Before that, the whole thing was complete. Well, basically what they're trying to say is he did that all pretty quickly. He just came in and fucking stabbed her. The moment I entered the room, I heard the click of a hammer falling. The sound of the door, a crack in the brain, the warning bell of the end. They're all different, so what is it? I don't have to tell you. There's only one process. It was nothing short of a climax that unleashed the knife. Ooh. Instantly, I let through the line that was running through the woman's body. Stabbing. Stabbing, cutting. Oh. Yeah, I mean, I think she's dead, bro. I killed her outright. A total of 17 lines on the body. Neck, back of head, right eye to the lips, right upper arm, right lower arm, right ring finger, left elbow, left thumb, middle finger, left breast, ribs to heart, stomach to abdomen, left groin, left hip, left thigh, left tibia, left toe, all of them. We'll be passing each other in the street in less than a second. The truth, all in the blink of an eye. I dismantled it into 17 pieces of meat. Yeah, those kind of look like body parts. I think that's what that was supposed to be. Oh. Oh, God. Oh, God. Jesus Christ. What? Okay, is YouTube gonna allow this? I heard a stupid, dumb voice. I mean, hey, if they can allow me posting Carno Shoujo videos, they should be able to allow this. I couldn't really feel that it was the sound that spilled out of my throat. I felt dizzy and lightheaded. Something scattered in pieces in front of me. The red liquid spread across the marble floor like an overturned bucket of water. The stench of blood. The cut surface was very clean and no guts were spilled. Only the red color invades the floor like a wave. It's a strange story. There was nothing in the red room, just the dismembered limbs of the woman and myself standing there. What? The red erosion is too vivid. In my own hand, I hold the murder weapon, a knife. Dead. Of course. If I live with this, I'm not human. Why? Nothing is nothing. Just now, with my own hands. I think Tonoshiki's hands easily dismembered the strange woman. Did I kill? Yes, definitely. Or is it different? I have no reason to be, so no, I must be wrong, but there was no reason from the beginning. That's why it's different. It's different. I'm the only one here. It seems that there was another person here a while ago, but now I'm the only one alive. That's why it's different. It must be different, but there's no reason. There's no reason. I didn't want to. I wasn't. I wasn't in my right mind. I was never sane in the first place. Yeah, this is definitely about as brutal as I imagined it was in the original game. The red blood spreads across the marble floor. It's not a good idea. The red blood trickles down to my feet. I was so surprised that I gave up my shoes, but not in time. The woman's red blood was like coal tar, sticky and trailing down her legs in the floor. Oh, yeah, it's a big place. Because you broke it apart, it's a disagreeable color that continues to flow sluggishly even now. No, not me. No, you're wrong. No. I'm sure it's not. It's definitely not. It must be... Okay. This is where I think we're really gonna either go into the Arcade route or the CL route. However, I think we should definitely save before we make this choice. And this is gonna be an important save point too, because this is gonna be where we will either get into the CL or Arcade route, so we will come back to this when we get to the CL route. Okay guys, well, pretty much the only option is the first one. We can only choose the first option. This is a bad dream. But why is it that only the smell of blood is so real? Is wrong. No. Isn't the fact that I killed her different? Or is the difference that I didn't kill her? There's no reason to go to. No, I know exactly why. When I looked at her, I could only think of one thing. Death. I'm... Tonoshiki said he wanted to kill that woman. That's what was inside me at that moment. My head was just mush, and I didn't try to put those images into words. It's... The smell of blood makes me want to vomit. What's in my stomach is coming out. Vermilion seeped into my eyeballs. Dizziness that shook my brain. As it was, I knelt down in a sea of red blood. Reflux of gastric juice. I threw up every last bit of food in my stomach. I cried out and spit out my food and my stomach juices. There's nothing in my stomach. And yet, my body forces me to vomit, as if to pretend that what has happened never happened and to return to my normal routine. Ouch. It hurt, like my insides were burning. The tears wouldn't stop, and my body crumpled to the ground like a piece of trash. My body turns red. It was painful and red, and it was like looking at a dream. I can't stop crying. The fact that I killed someone made me terribly sad. No, it's not. It was sad that he had killed her without mercy, as easily and meaninglessly as if he had dismembered a doll. I'm not sure. I don't know why I'm feeling this way. I don't know why I killed her for no reason. I don't understand why. Bullshit. Because it doesn't feel like reality. See, I get dizzy, like I always do. In the meantime, I've been watching you. Bullshit. How is it possible to dismember a human being with a single knife? Well, if you cut the lines, you can. I've heard that it takes a whole day of hard work to dismember a whole human being, even with a saw. So there was no way I could do it with just a knife like this. There's no such thing as a line in the beginning. It's just a fantasy that I have in my mind. Bullshit. Gastric juices leaked from my lips. My mouth, let alone my chin, was sticky with stomach juices. The gastric juices mixed with vermilion. You have nothing to throw up, but your stomach is peristaltic and your esophagus and throat are bleeding. Yes. Ouch. So, I'm sure. This is not a dream. I'm lying to myself. It's all a lie. Yes, I really do understand. I was lusting after her. I was excited to see this woman. It's the same with my eyes. I had known that the line would cut things like it cuts paper. Tonoshiki should have understood that even humans can be easily disarmed. I didn't even think about it. I just lived my life irresponsibly. If you are a dangerous person who can easily kill something, I should have just blinded myself or lived my life like I never saw anyone. Sorry, teacher. I'm really, really sorry. Tonoshiki couldn't even protect such a simple thing. Am I still in my right mind? I don't know. I don't have the slightest trace of the urge that had been bubbling up earlier. But at that time, I couldn't even think of enduring or bearing it. I'm gonna kill her. I was thinking and doing such things as a matter of course. The answer is simple. I must be crazy. Probably 7 years ago. From an accident that should have killed me. From the moment I was miraculously revived. Oof. Yeah. I guess that will pretty much get us into the Arcwader route. I guess we have to lie to ourselves and be like, yeah, it was all a dream. Doesn't seem to have helped, though. From somewhere, I can hear the sound of rain. A long, dense drizzle of rain. I'm dizzy. My throat hurt when I breathed in. Yes. A voice rises. Shiki-sama? As soon as I did, I heard someone's voice and presence nearby. Oof, still seeing the lines. It's my room. Before I knew it, I was lying down in my room. I put the glasses on that are on my bedside table. Good morning, Shiki-sama. Hisui? Yes, how are you feeling? Hisui asked me a strange question. There's nothing wrong with my body. What the? Yeah, why not? What am I doing sleeping in a place like this? I killed somebody. I almost said I let you down, but I covered my mouth. My reasoning stops me from saying such words. Hisui, why am I here? Don't you remember Shiki-sama? Hisui furrowed her brow faintly. The school called to say that Shiki had left early, but he didn't come back in the evening. My sister went to look for him, but he was resting in the park. A park? A park nearby? Yes, Shiki-sama was resting on a bench and then walked back to the residence on his own. Yeah, I don't remember any of that. No way, I don't remember that at all. I don't think it's so strange that your memory is not clear. It seems that Shiki-sama's consciousness was clouded by weakness caused by anemia. I have no memory of it at all, but Hisui's words left no room for doubt. Oh, it's already 9 o'clock at night. I don't remember anything at all. Yes, while he returned to his residence, Shiki-sama just said he wanted to sleep and rested in his room. I tried to call a doctor, but Shiki-sama said it's always the same. I see. It's true that I've always fallen ill with anemia, but this time it's different. I killed somebody. No, wait. Hisui, what was I wearing? Huh? So, my clothes, my shirt, my shoes, my blood. Because it was sticky and wet. It was your uniform. It was dirty, so I washed it. Washing bloody clothes like that? There was nothing that looked like blood, although it was certainly covered in mud, and it was only his shirt and pants that were dirty, not his jacket. I wonder how that happened. How was it not covered in blood? That's ridiculous. He said he was kicking a pool of blood, and his legs and arms were all red. Shiki, did you have some kind of bad dream? It seems you had a nightmare a while ago, and your face is still pale. Hisui stares at me. Dreaming about that thing? You're saying it was a dream. That feeling. The smell of that blood. That miraculous white woman. Yeah, that wasn't a dream. No, you're right. That was a bad dream. I'm sure everything, none of it was real. We can just go back to our life at the Tono mansion. None of it happened. I let out a long breath. That's right. That thing is a bad dream. There was no way I was going to break the promise I made to my teacher when I was little, for no reason at all. Oh, I'm awake. If it makes you feel any better, I can prepare dinner for you. Yeah, no, dinner... I know it's a dream, but I still can't get the color and smell of that blood out of my mind. I'm sorry, I don't want it. Yeah, I'd probably just throw it back up. I think I'll sleep like this tonight. More importantly, Hisui. Yes, what is it, Shiki-sama? Well, I heard I came back in the evening. What did Akiha say? Akiha had not left at that time, although she had left about 2 hours earlier and I had informed her of your condition. What's that? Hisui silently asks back. No, it's nothing. It's only been 3 days since I've been back, and I'm sure you're disgusted by the trouble I've caused you. Sure, Akiha was offended, but she didn't seem dumbfounded. Of course she was mad. Saying this, Hisui took a step back. I'll leave you to it. If you need anything else, please call me. Oh, thank you. Oh, and I forgot to ask one more thing. Yes? What is it, Shiki-sama? It's raining outside, isn't it? I wonder how long it's been raining here. It was before you left. When my sister found you, you were wet from the rain. Oh, of course. Maybe the rain washed the blood off. I see. I don't remember that happening. I think I had a severe case of anemia. You can find out a lot of information about it online. If this is the case, you should have rested at the school instead of taking it easy. Good night. I'm really sorry about today. I'll tell Kohaku thank you for me. Very well. Good night, Shiki. Oh, it was a dream. The mumbled words were cold to the core. I can't feel it at all. And the realization of what I thought was a dream, I also realized that it was a dream. Outside, I heard the sound of rain. My head is still faintly heavy. I suddenly look at my chest. The old wound from 7 years ago is still as clear as a burn mark. On the desk in the room, there is a knife, a memento from my father. That was a dream. It's nothing but a dream, isn't it? Well, he'll soon find out it was not a dream. As if to deceive myself, I repeat this and close my eyelids. I exhale a long, long breath, as if I'm trying to stir up the scent that has been taken into my lungs. I surrender to a dark sleep that cuts off my consciousness. As a child. I think someone once told me not to lie if you can't even fool yourself. Yep. She did say that. And what are we doing now? But then I can't really blame him. He did, kill somebody.